I like the practice for several different reasons besides the knowledge and the surgical expertise. They have outstanding credentials, they have a glowing reputation, and they have an excellent bedside manner.
The philosophy of the practice is to provide a caring environment for the patient.
After I had my surgery and began to get along so very well, everybody was, my friends, was so surprised. They all began to visit, all of them, 3 or 4 of them at one time. I didn't know I had that many friends left in the world.
In the hospital, you were one of our most favorite patients to take care of. I enjoyed it so much coming in to visit with you each day. You always had a story and a lot of wisdom and a lot of humor.
Oh, yes.
And really, it's been a pleasure taking care of both of them.
We certainly appreciate it.
I think we all practice with the same philosophy, and that's to provide good patient care. We enjoy spending time with the patients. In our practice, we don't use physician's assistants or nurses. We'll actually be the person to see the patient in the office and follow them along in the hospital, do the surgery. So they'll really get to know us and we get to know them.
When I was diagnosed with cancer, my GI doctor recommended Dr. Schwab, and I'd never heard of him before, so of course I went on the internet and checked him out. And then I went around and I asked some opinions from people in the local area, doctors, nurses, people that I knew, and I got all positive feedback on him.
You know, the patients love it. Those that have really studied up on it can appreciate the fact that we're doing essentially the same operations, but we're doing them with minimally invasive techniques. So where an incision used to require a 6 or 12-inch incision, now we're able to do it with little keyhole access incisions. So the patients are typically outpatient. They're back to their everyday lives much more quickly with less pain, and typically they've had a less impact and less setback in their everyday schedule.
Well, we all agree, I've talked with several friends, we all agree that we love their building. When you first come here, it looks like you're coming to a retreat out in the mountains. It's rustic, it's welcoming, and it's not your typical office visit. We also like the physicians. They're very able to communicate, they are compassionate, they're able to teach so you understand what's getting ready to happen to you, and all of those things from a patient standpoint is something that you're looking for.
They really listen to what you say and they're compassionate. You know, they take the time to and listen to you. Most doctors will be writing when they're doing, while you're talking, but they actually listen.
The one thing I always tell my parents when they go see physicians, I say, find somebody you can talk to. Because anybody can order a test, anybody can get labs, but if they don't listen to your story, they will never find out what's wrong with you.
I've had 18 surgeries and they were all in Florida. And then I had a problem where I had to go to the emergency where the hernia had wrapped around the bowel. And that's how I got to Dr. Hathaway. And I'm really grateful. He's a caring doctor. He's a person that he makes you feel good. He comes in smiling. I can remember, feeling terrible in the hospital, and he just came in bubbly and with a smile and just made you feel good. Yeah, and that's very healing. And I've never experienced that with a doctor.
It's an interesting relationship, a patient-doctor relationship, and even more so a patient-surgeon relationship.
The thing that I like that's different than other practices that I've dealt with is that Summit Surgical not only had compassion for me, but had compassion for my family.
I think the patients like to know and the surgeon is not just here to operate. They need to know that the surgeon and the doctor that they're seeing is truly interested in the overall long-term outcome and what strategies can be used given all the other aspects of medicine and the progress that has been made in other areas of medicine to help impact their long-term survival and their emotional health. I think it's critical that we get all those components together to help improve the overall outcome.
I had an appointment to meet them on Monday, but I had to get my gallbladder out before I met them. So I met them in the hospital, Dr. Hathaway, and he was awesome. I was crying and didn't know what to do, and he was just very calming. And then Dr. Schwab did my surgery. Well, I was pregnant, like about 12 weeks, and it just had to come out immediately. It was very scary initially, but You know, it kind of helped because my mom knew them, and well, I've never had surgery, so I really know what to expect, but it was really minor healing. Since I've had my gallbladder out, it's totally different. I mean, it's a whole new, I never knew I could feel good, you know, because I felt bad for so long. Like I would never thought it was my gallbladder, but I mean, it's amazing. Seriously.
I had had thyroid surgery. I had a goiter removed. I was fine, went home. Got home, had a bleeder, and called, and Dr. Holcomb told me to get to the ER, so I got to the ER, and I had a bleeder, which was very intense by the time he got here. I looked like a little bullfrog, and Dr. Holcomb come in and just handled the situation, stuck his fingers in, ripped my throat open, and because I'd stopped breathing and everything, so he definitely saved my life. He's my hero.
So they know they're getting quality of care. They know our standards, what we stand for, how we treat everybody as equals. And I think they're very happy with that they know they can call us and be taken care of.
I feel like a new person. You know, I'm 66 years old and I don't feel like that anymore.
They listen, they take the time, and they do what they're supposed to do. So what else can you ask for?
I would definitely recommend Summit Surgical to others. In fact, I already have. The group, every single one of them is compassionate. They're real people. They understand that this is affecting you. They're not desensitized like other doctors, and they have great personalities that are so compassionate and so caring.